So today we're gonna do the unboxing, a little bit of the review of the Dell Ultrasharp model 2722D. This is a 27-inch monitor, not so fancy. It's only 2K resolution with 100% sRGB color range. In this one right here, as you probably can guess, this is white. Some like zoom in down on the bottom of the box, just showing you guys that this monitor can like lift up and down, tilt left, right. Like for programmer, you definitely can turn it like left and right. So fast forward into the screen bezel. As you can see, this is some very typical one. If you own any Ultrasharp before, this is nothing new, right? It's thin, but it's not like super thin. Now coming to this one is the new design of the Dell monitor recently, that we have one power button and the other one is more like a dual function joystick. So what you do is you can click on it on the joystick, and the joystick you can move up, down, left and right for it. Some people doesn't like, right? In this one, what am I showing here is the connector, or what you call the connectivity of this monitor. Be in mind that for this version is only the HDMI and the display port, right? You will see the USB-C right there, but actually it's only meant for the data part. Now as you can see right here, what I'm trying to do is to tilt the screen to the left, to the right. If you watch my Ultrasharp review before, you will know that this monitor, the stand is a little bit shorter than the very old version. That's why it couldn't tilt it right away, right? But we're gonna discuss about that later. What am I showing you right here is how the screen can kind of like bend it down a little bit, and like how it can bend it up. In this part of the video, I'm gonna show you like how the color shifting when we look far to the right and far to the left, right? So far nothing changed much. Now in here, as you can see, the stand is getting smaller, lighter, so of course it will like wiggling a lot if you keep like tapping it on the screen. So if you sit in the office and you call it like just kicking the table, definitely this screen will shake. So coming here into one of my favorite section of the review is the color accuracy, right? I'm no Photoshop or like pixel peeping people, but this one is a very traditional and very basic way to check whether your monitor pixel is good or not, right? Simply look at the corner to see the dead pixel. You see the line, the white line, whether it's straight or not, right? If it's straight, it looks good. Any pixel that is come out from the screen that is like like just out of the normal, then you can say, okay, this is a defect one. This section that I'm showing right there, it's like if your screen is not good enough, right? Basically when you look at that part, it feels very, very annoying. What am I seeing here? The screen looks pretty awesome. Thank you. So that is my review of the Dell monitor. As you can see, it's just like it is very quick and fast, almost to the point that like you may want to question, like, why is it too fast? Why is it too short, right? Usually my video is about like 20 minutes, but as you can see, if you check my channel before, I did the review of the Ultrasharp 2417H before, if I remember correctly. And then right at the beginning of the COVID in 2020, I believe, I bought another LG. So with this kind of experience, my decision whenever I go for a review or whenever I decide to purchase a new monitor, the decision comes really quickly, because I already know the spec, I know what I want, and for the field that I'm working on,
I selecting now very fast on this one. So why do I say it's fast, right? So there's two maybe three main criteria whenever I choose a monitor. Number one, of course, is brand, right? If you like the brand, definitely you just keep coming back to it like year after years, right? In this case, I have a Dell before, simply because Dell is very easy to find, very easy to buy everywhere in the world. And the brand, I already learned it. So, you know, like for Ultrasharp, it's meant for, you know, like photo editing, a little bit of gaming. And the panel itself is much better compared to the P version, which is the office one, right? So that is for Dell, right? When it comes to Samsung, for the LG, which is something I would like to try. Why is it? Because for LG, it's I may say it's like one step lower, not by the monitor, right? It's more like connectivity, the stand, and a little bit more about, like, you know, like the screen itself, which is very hard to describe. So LG is a bit cheaper for my 4K one. My previous one is as 24-inch. My LG is 27-inch, but the price that I bought for these two monitors is about the same. So as you can say, Dell has a little bit like pricier for smaller, whatever you call it. It doesn't mean that LG is inferior. Bear in mind that LG and Samsung produce in some version of the monitor, they do produce the panel for Dell, for Apple, so even for cell phone, right? So because of this, their product, there is nothing just inferior. It's just more like supply chain, and there's some more like electricity circuit board inside the monitor, which make the Dell is more expensive or whatsoever, or maybe the brand itself is already pricey, right? So that is brand. The second one is I need at least a sRGB 100% or 99.99%, right? Why? Because this is, I think this is a minimum requirement for photo editing or some sort of like color accuracy, right? You will see this problem appear a lot, not on the monitor, but let's take a look at the cell phone, right? If you have an iPhone, the screen that you see on an iPhone is always stunning, right? And because that is always 100% accuracy, like they are like one step up compared to the sRGB, right? So whatever you see on there and you see in real life under the same condition, I think it's almost always the same. But for the cheaper phone, like, you know, like the Huawei, or, you know, whatever brand you can call it out there, even Samsung sometimes, the color accuracy is not there. It's either oversaturated to make your eye feel good, but it's not there, right? The same thing with the, like a speaker, you know, like I have the monitor speaker right here. Just want to show you. It didn't sound nice because it's a real sound coming out from it, right? The same for the screen, but in this case, it doesn't mean that the screen looks ugly. It just like they will try to reproduce the reality for you, and from there you can edit the pictures. Okay, so that's why that is my second choice, right, when I come to it. And the third choice is all about, you know, the connectivity. I mix a little bit on the third choice because it's get into you know, between like a hamburger and the sushi. This is some extra one that doesn't hurt much, but maybe something you can consider between the brain or between the model itself, which is the connectivity and the size. Okay, sizing here will be directly related to with the resolution, right? So back then in 2013 or 2014, when I buy my first Dell in Thailand, back then to me 24-inch is enough and is there. I'm happy with it. but through time, you know, like the laptop getting more powerful and it can produce more resolution and blah blah blah. Okay, I'm thinking we should have a bigger screen and higher resolution so that I can crank more stuff into, you know, like a same pixel, you know, like, you know, those kind of fancy things. So at this point we are looking at something nice to have, right? Not standard to have anymore. So I'm thinking between a 27-inch 4K and a 27 2K. Right, the Dell that I just reviewed with you today in this video, that one is only 2K resolution. Right, why I choose that? Because this is for work, right? And my laptop at work, it's just a regular one without the discrete graphic card. So if I pick a 4K display, that laptop cannot driving it. But I also want, you know, like you display 4K on the 27-inch monitor. It's a little bit smaller for everything. When you display everything at the 2K resolution on the same in 27 inches. So that the reason, the rationale behind it is, one is the laptop is not that strong. The second one, you know, like at the company we want to present stuff for people, and sometimes they, like, a lot of them is on the laptop, right? So if you force the screen, like 4K screen on yours, you share screen, like, you know, like nowadays people do Zoom and all kind of screen sharing a lot. Imagine people have to look at your 4K resolution on their 1080p resolution. They're gonna piss off at you a lot, because this is what happened during my work from home. And they keep saying like it's too small, it's too small. At the beginning I didn't know it, but here it is, resolution, monitor size, right? So in this same category, I would like to discuss a little bit about the connectivity here. Right, so now we are going to like the hype up USB-C, right, or Thunderbolt or whatever it is. This kind of thing is making the screen is more expensive, and I try to increase the price based on that. That's the reason why I picked the LG. LG is very basic, just the HDMI and the display port. This is the standard one, right? You go everywhere, every country they use this, right? Like it's another step up from the VGA or the regular, like, you know, like two block video signal back then. Okay, so yeah, that's why I choose LG. It's just simple: a monitor, a stand, to connectivity. That's it, right? But for the Dell that I reviewed today, it's a little bit fancy as usual, just like my old 2417. It's have a lot of connectivity with the USB integration and so on, whatever you call it. So that's why, even though at 2K resolution, the price is the same with my LG 4K, right? So with this last criteria, I think you can go further by doing your Google research, whether which you know, which are the 3 important criteria whenever you decide to purchase a new monitor. So thank you for watching.